So, this is going to be my makeup for John Henry Newman, The Uses of Knowledge Part 2. Obviously, in my last makeup video, I said that I don't have the book because water spilled all over it. So, I read a PDF, so I hope I read the right part. Hi, Java. A habit of mind is formed which lasts through life, of which the attributes are freedom, equitableness, calmness, moderation, and wisdom, or what I have ventured to call a philosophical habit. This quote stood out to me because it describes education not just as the transfer of knowledge, but the formation of lifelong mindsets. Newman isn't just talking about being smart; he's talking about becoming a certain kind of person. He's talking about becoming fair, wise, and calm. It's such a different focus than what you hear about college usually. It's not about what you know; it's about who you're becoming. It means to be wise. Obviously being wise is different than being educated, because being wise means you're ready for everything being thrown at you, rather than being educated means you know the facts. To Newman, this habit of mind, sorry, I'm gonna shrink down. This habit of mind is the ultimate goal of education. He believes that universities should not just shape the mind, but also the character of the person. A person with what wisdom doesn't react emotionally or jump to conclusions. They approach life with balance and the ability to take what's thrown at them. Newman sees this the central to living a mature, meaningful life. This connects to the CIT claim, what does it mean to live a life of meaning and purpose? This quote reflects the CIT theme perfectly, because sorry, I just had a brain fart. He suggests that a purposeful life is one rooted in your inner development rather than your external achievements. So living with freedom and wisdom means obviously be equipped to handle life's challenge and remain grounded and not take everything to heart. It's the humanistic view of education and life. Humanistic and spiritual view of life. Because obviously we're talking about God. It's obviously both humanistic and spiritual. This quote reminds me of moments where I've obviously felt stress and conflict, and I've been overwhelmed with everything that's happening. Obviously there's words over here. This is my document of quotes and stuff. It reminds me of when I feel stressed and overwhelmed, and the difference that an open and calm mind can make. It's not I realize that obviously there are moments where I'm gonna feel hot-headed, but then if I come at through looking with the open-minded approach, it's not just about having facts, but it's about how you carry yourself. Obviously there are classes that make me question things, that help me grow, not just academically, but as a person. It reminds me that becoming a wise and balanced person is just important as getting A's and stuff. The second quote is, a university is a place where inquiry is pushed forward and discoveries verified and perfected, and rashness rendered innocuous, and error exposed by the collision of mind with and knowledge with knowledge. I love that he uses imagery here. I'm a writing minor, so I know a lot about writing and things. The idea of learning as a collision of mind with mind is it reframes that you can still learn things when you have a different mindset than other people. It reframes disagreement as a positive thing rather than a fully negative thing. It frames it as something that helps us grow, which it really does. It's such a reminder that education isn't just something to think about in the background. Like, it's confrontational in the best way. Like, obviously, like, you can have thoughts and think you're right about everything, but you're obviously not going to be right about everything, right? Whether you think you are or not, you're not going to be. Like, Newman here is emphasizing that the university is not a place to, like, blindly accept, like, everyone's ideas or your ideas in general, but a place where, like, your ideas are tested and, like, debated and, like, clarified through knowledge and, like, dialogues. Like, he sees that, like, respectful disagreement is, like, crucial to discovering truth. Like, he sees, like, he's advocating that education, like, education should prioritize discussion rather than just, like, being like, oh yeah, you're right about this, but, like, I'm not gonna explain why. And to clarify, like, clarify these issues rather than, like, leaving someone in comfort to think they're right when they're not. I chose the CIT claim, what does it mean to form a more just society for the common good, for this one. It relates to this question because, like, a society that values, like, being right and, like, learning more rather than, like, and, like, encouraging, like, open dialogue and, like, understanding, like, it shows that, like, when people can challenge one another respectfully, like, they're more likely to build communities based on, like, knowing these things and being right about these things. Newman's, like, vision of this is, like, sorry, oh my god, my brain's not working. Newman's vision of the university should become the model for society. Like, it should be, like, you should be able to, like, argue, but you should also be able to, like, be respectful. Some of the, like, meaningful, like, conversations that I've had at this school, like, have been ones where, like, people have respectfully disagreed with each other. Like, these moments, like, definitely shape me more as a person than, like, some classes have. Like, it reminds me that growth often happens in moments of, like, change and challenge, not when we, like, surround ourselves with people who think, not when we only surround ourselves with people, like, who think like us. Like, it's better to surround yourself with people with different, like, views than, like, people who just think the same, because then you're all gonna think you're right, and you're not all gonna be right, and then you're not gonna have see a different, like, the different viewpoints of the world, and you're just stuck there. Obviously, like, when we learn and listen to, like, different viewpoints and like, change our own ideas, it, like, teaches our society that, like, teaches us as a society. Oh my god, the camera's right here, so that's why. It teaches us as a society to, like, that, like, having conversations isn't dangerous. It's necessary for, like, truth and justice. So, like, having conversations about, like, everything, it's, like, about, like, having different viewpoints is very important, because, like, it, like, advocates that, like, education and being educated is important, but you also have to be wise and be able to, like, obviously, like, building these, like, conversations on, like, fairness and wisdom. Like, you have to, like, be fair, but you also have to, like, be able to catch, like, things that are being thrown at you. Like, you have to be able to, like, adapt, improvise, adapt, overcome. Yes, everything I learned in high school is coming back. Thank you. Like, you have to be able to, like, find a way to fix the problem rather than, like, what's the word? be able to fix the problem rather than just like sit and be like, oh yeah, I'm right. No, you're not. But yeah, that was that one.